a great madness spinning about a vacuum, the swirling of a vast ocean around a hole in the void. And I myself, am the center that exists only because the geometry of the abyss demands it. I don't know how to feel or think or love. I'm a character in a novel as yet unwritten, hovering in the air and undone before I've even existed, amongst the dreams of someone who never quite managed to breathe life into me.
What would have happened to me?
Work, eat, walk, clean, TV, sleep, repeat. And then starting again every morning, never achieving what you're after. Your efforts never really amounting to anything.
A little tiny life with my minimum wage job.
Disorientation, loneliness associated with being a person. This time, they were moving to a lively neighborhood called Montrose in Houston, Texas.
In an attempt, a pathetic attempt, to escape.
To find himself in the same spot, just unsatisfied enough with his job, his trajectory, his life, to want something else. Time and time again, he felt like he wasn't doing anything impressive or important enough. He longed for significance, status, wealth, purpose.
This is the silent scream of a child.
She also sought excitement and newness and a greater sense of something else that they could never quite pin down but felt was missing. But my thoughts lack all reason, my emotions all feeling.
And I looked at my life and realized that this is probably about as good as it's going to get for me.
That would profoundly satisfy that feeling of something missing. That pit began to enter into the back of his mind.
And then what I would have done, I don't know, maybe gotten some female pregnant and been a young dad, I don't know.
I wonder if somehow he could know that it wasn't. Could he ever be happy then? When affection can no longer compensate for the indifference, their life will surmount to hopeless and futile efforts. Everything we know, everything we think and believe, everything we are, it's all just limited to that clump of paste inside our head, destined to shrivel up. Sometimes, exposure to the ailment is part of the treatment. Likewise, arguably, both creating and consuming good literature and good art expose you to the virus of being so you can hopefully develop enough immunity to survive. It almost looks like he's less far along.
Once again, we see the child's mouth wide open in a silent scream.
Create and write and do was the awareness that creating and writing and doing is pointless.
Now the heart rate has speeded up dramatically. The child's movements are violent at this point.
Self-understanding, or perhaps the attempt to understand the self, is a free fall down a rabbit hole with the landing that kills you.
I got a lucky break, but at least I did something.
Maybe one simply must try to be happy. One can only wonder, was this a masterfully constructed plan by a genius creative mind? Was it chance? Was it both? Or was it something else?
Both alive and dead at the same time.
But it will also help comfort and remind one to not take oneself or life too seriously.
And they came back like 10 minutes later and said, okay, you're in. I said, what do you mean? They said, you're the singer in Black Flag. I said, so what do I do? They go, you quit your job, you pack your gear, you meet us on the road. And that's what happened to me. I won the lottery.